What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to hell. Did you think you could escape? There is no escape. We last left off right before Satan spoke his first words in this entire epic poem. Lines 84 to 155 transition from the description of hell's landscape to the first dramatic dialogue of the epic. This section is characterized by tension between indomitable pride and crushing despair. It contains the first glimpse of Satan's unconquerable will. He famously refuses to repent, choosing instead immortal hate and courage never to submit or yield. His speech is a masterpiece of specious reasoning, where he reframes a total military defeat against the armies of heaven as a moral victory of the spirit, establishing the primordial archetype of the Byronic hero. In contrast to Satan's fiery bravado, Beelzebub's response provides a grim reality check. He questions if their spirit and strength have only been preserved so they can endure eternal punishment. This dialogue creates a psychological depth, showing the internal friction and burgeoning hopelessness within the fallen ranks. All right, that's enough for now. It's time to begin the Satanic dialogue. Let's get into it together. Satan, the interlocutor, begins by saying, "If thou beest he, but oh, how fallen, how changed from him, who in the happy realms of light, clothed with transcendent brightness, didst outshine myriads, though bright. If he who mutual league united thoughts and counsels, equal hope and hazard in the glorious enterprise, joined with me once, now misery hath joined in equal ruin. Into what pit thou seest from what height fallen, so much the stronger proved he with his thunder. And till then, who knew the force of those dire arms? Yet not for those, nor what the potent victor in his rage can else inflict, do I repent or change, though changed in outward luster, that fixed mind in high disdain, from sense of injured merit, that with the mightiest raised me to contend, and to the fierce contention brought along innumerable force of spirits armed, that durst dislike his reign, and me preferring. His utmost power with adverse power opposed in dubious battle on the plains of heaven, and shook his throne. What though the field be lost? All is not lost. The unconquerable will and study of revenge, immortal hate, and courage never to submit or yield. And what is else not to be overcome? That glory never shall his wrath or might extort from me. To bow and sue for grace with suppliant knee, and deify his power, who from the terror of this arm so late doubted his empire, that were low indeed, that were an ignominy and shame beneath this downfall. Since by fate the strength of gods and this imperial substance cannot fail, since through experience of this great event, in arms not worse, in foresight much advanced, we may with more successful hope resolve to wage by force or guile eternal war, irreconcilable to our grand foe, who now triumphs, and in the excess of joy sole reigning holds the tyranny of heaven." So spake the apostate angel, though in pain, vaunting aloud, but racked with deep despair, and him thus answered soon his bold compeer. And Beelzebub responds to Satan, saying, "O Prince, O Chief of many throned powers, that led the embattled seraphim to war under thy conduct, and in dreadful deeds fearless endangered heaven's perpetual king, and put to proof his high supremacy, whether upheld by strength, or chance, or fate, too well I see and rue the dire event, that with sad overthrow and foul defeat hath lost us heaven. And all this mighty host in horrible destruction laid thus low, as far as gods and heavenly essences can perish. For the mind and spirit remains invincible, and vigor soon returns, though all our glory extinct, and happy state here swallowed up in endless misery. But what if he, our conqueror, whom I now of force believe almighty, since no less than such could have o'erpowered such force as ours, have left us this our spirit and strength entire, strongly to suffer and support our pains, that we may so suffice his vengeful ire, or do him mightier service as his thralls by right of war, whate'er his business be here in the heart of hell to work in fire, or do his errands in the gloomy deep. What can it then avail, though yet we feel strength undiminished, or eternal being to undergo eternal punishment? Whereto, with speedy words, the arch-fiend replied. That's it for now. Tune in next time as we delve deeper into this infamous satanic dialogue. Until then, ciao.